Well, I'm an outsider, outside of everything. Well, I'm an outsider, outside of everything. Well, I'm an outsider, outside of everything. Everything you know, it deserves me so. Well, I'm an outsider, outside of everything. I'm an outsider, outside of everything. I'm an outsider, outside of everything. Everything you know, it deserves me so. Everybody's gotta push me around. Everybody try to put me down. Oh, there's stuff everywhere. I've already had on my mind. More troubles are gonna come. I've already had on my mind. Oh, yeah. Everybody try to push me around. Everybody try to put me down. I'm an outsider, outside of everything. I'm an outsider, outside of everything. I'm an outsider, outside of everything. Everything you know, it deserves me so.
Green Legion Radio, everyone, here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. Brought to you by Advantage Health Plus and Mike's Seafood in Sea Isle City, everybody. Mike's Seafood in Sea Isle City. You guys, hope you're enjoying your traffic down to the shore a little bit more now or coming back as you listen to us. You're stuck with us for 2 hours. All right, going all the way to the 3 o'clock hour today.
Should get you about a quarter mile.
Yeah,
down the expressway.
It was a crawl. I left Sunday last week at about 2 o'clock. Bad time.
That's why I left when I left at
time.
like 9:45. I was home at 11:30.
Yeah, it was bad time.
Yeah.
But I hope you're enjoying your ride to or from the shore with us. If you are losing the signal, download the iHeartRadio app and plug in right now, everybody. You'll be good to go and be able to listen to us then. Just subscribe to Fox Sports, The Gambler Philadelphia, and you'll pick us up right away. Breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. The United States and Russia are looking to trade Brittany Griner for convicted Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. Of course, also Paul Whelan is involved in this. This is a good thing because a statement came from the WNBA commissioner just a little while ago that said if Brittany Griner does not play this year, the WNBA stands to lose hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. Wow, that was, man, I thought you were going to go way angrier and way more aggressive and way more inappropriate than a stupid dad joke.
We still got an hour and 58 minutes
I'm
left.
proud of you.
That's the best you got?
Yeah. Did Quibi have a shot before the show?
Do you guys want me to go for broke?
Go for broke.
All right. First of all, I want to know.
I would like to know.
Nah, I say we save it for the second hour.
Why you got to be
Or
a
just
party
go for it.
pooper?
I don't know.
Just go for it.
All
What are
right,
you
all
waiting
right,
for?
go
Why put on for tomorrow?
Because
We
people
do
want to talk
today.
about football and not that idiot. So
Well, people are driving right now. We don't need any road rage.
Russ Taylor, they're going to lose 10 fans.
Yeah, that's all of them.
That is all of them.
That's it. The
20
league is folding at this point.
20 plus years of being in existence, and they're still terrible. It's awful. It's an awful product.
You guys, my name's Quimby, joined alongside Chris Sackmaster, Michael Shut Up Diaz, / Super Sam, working from down in Seattle, and of course, legendary Eagles receiver and legendary NFL receiver, Dr. Reverend Irving Fryer. Guys, pleasure to have everybody in studio today. This is fun. I'm going to be a bit sober.
I'm
It's
going to have
good
a
to
good
be
show
back.
today. Come on, man.
I'm just happy to see Diaz survived his madness this past Saturday.
Well,
What a
Rare
mess that
form.
guy was.
Sam's floor will never be the same. I can tell you that.
Uh-oh, what did you do?
Oh, he humped the floor like a rabid
You
dog.
humped the floor.
I did not hump the floor.
You
like
totally did.
Really? Hold on a second.
Do we have that video?
Uh-oh.
Yes,
I
we
gotta, go
do.
back, I gotta go back and listen to the show.
You
again.
said you don't
really
remember
hone
eating-
in on the last segment.
You said you don't remember eating pizza.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
don't-
mean,
you
it's
don't
totally
remember-
possible.
You don't remember some
What's
of the things
going
from that
on?
night.
What's going on? That's all
Oh
he's
my
saying in that
God.
video right now.
He's got several
Oh,
coughs
he
going
is
on.
humping something.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the air.
Look at it.
I was giving Sam what she wants. You know, this is what happens.
You need to stop drinking.
I have to
Yeah.
stop drinking for 9 hours. It was a long day.
Yeah, it was a little sun,
It
a
was-
little sunstroke. I got you.
You know, stop on Belmar the way down, get yourself a little couple gummies, gonna have a good show.
I don't know why you got to keep saying that. You know, it's still not legal in PA.
Yeah,
You could buy it and
we don't need
do
to
it
know
down
you
in
had
Jersey. I
gummies.
would never do that here in Pennsylvania.
All right. All right. Good.
Don't
Good.
cross the border with that.
Who do we have? Let's see. We've got
talking
we've got
about eating
Ashley
McDonald's.
Nataliana, which we are going to be doing a show together before the Dolphins-Eagles preseason game. We have to talk about that. I did not know that was your number, and that's why I didn't answer the other day. Ashley, Maureen McConnell, how are you? Good to see you. Missy Hadfield, Keenan Lou Mancini, Russ Taylor, Dave Califoot. Where's Bryant? Bryant not in the room yet? Gonna have to talk.
Where's Walden?
I haven't seen Shut Up Diaz yet.
David Loeb is in the room today as well. Good to see you guys, man. Lots of people ready to talk some birds and listen to me burp. Jesus.
Yeah. Ugh.
Indigestion.
But thank you to everyone that did come down last weekend.
Yeah, it
too.
was a good time.
And we had a great time, and I wasn't expecting a turnout like that in the middle of the summer.
We had a good
50,
75
50, 75 people there.
You're
and,
welcome.
Brace was down there, wasn't he?
It was a steady crowd.
Dude, Brace
was a
was
steady
feeling
crowd.
pretty good himself.
We could thank Super Sam and Big Sam for about 20 of those people. So appreciate that.
I
Yeah,
had about another 15 or so.
yeah. Sack brought the whole family.
Well, I
in.
brought one.
real important though.
And she
Zach,
stayed in the corner the whole time. I didn't say a word.
She stayed in the corner. Sure.
It was good. I finally met Zach's brother, Kevin.
Yes.
He said
Uh-oh.
during baseball brunch, he said, I don't care. I agree with you. So Kevin Sack, welcome to Diaz Nation.
Oh, God.
It's wonderful. And he's waiting. He knows that you try and goad me into stuff.
Did,
And I
did
don't
you,
fall
did you
for it.
record this? Like,
Yeah.
Sam
Are you sure you
recorded
heard
stuff?
that right, or you were a little
Yeah.
tipsy
It was
topside by
during-
that time?
Listen,
How
the
many
stories are exaggerated.
How many people exactly do you have in Diaz Nation?
I would say a
3.
good
Ca-
2.5.
Captain Demps.
21,000.
What?
21,000.
What?
Why don't
Yeah,
you-
and when I removed him as an administrator on the Green Legion Facebook page, he's back to 3.
Okay. why don't you do your own show if you have 21,000 people following you?
Listen, I only have so many hours in the day. You know what I'm saying? Only so many more
No.
hours in the day. And we're not.
And
in
we only have
basketball
so
season.
many minutes in this show, so let's move on. Good stuff. Zach Realtree, good to see you. We've got a lot going on. I guess we want to start talking about training camp and reports from. Anybody wants to dive in? I've got nothing.
Well,
Let's start with the big injury news.
The
This show's gonna be great.
Neither do they.
the first, what's the injury news? Go ahead.
Ryan Jensen,
Yeah,
center
yeah.
for the Buccaneers, was carted off. And we're pre-recording on Thursday, so it was earlier today. He got carted off, so it didn't come out what the injury was, but it looked pretty serious.
So basically, the entire left side from center, guard, tackle for Super Sam Brady's favorite player in NFL history, Tom Brady, is not here because the other two, one retired, and then the other dude went to Cincinnati. So they're already in some trouble. On could we see perhaps an Andre Dillard trade?
Ooh.
Big Puddin'?
Who do you want?
Anything to do. Ed Wakely, we want to know what you think on that. Big Puddin', out of the house, baby.
I don't know what writer it was because I'm stupid too. It's like, the first day of camp, I got to read everything from everyone and nothing's happened.
Can we cut that?
No.
Click that. I'm
stupid.
stupid too.
I'm stupid.
I think it was
cut the
Kemp's-
two. I'm stupid.
I think it was Kemsky. He said that Andre Dillard came out like looking cut. He looks like he's in shape and looking cut.
Unfortunately, that noggin is still on top of whatever he comes out looking like.
Listen, this is the high point before he actually plays football for the Eagles in camp. Trade him. Get a third, get a fourth, get a fifth, get whatever you want.
Could you get a player from the Bucks?
I don't think. Look, here's the deal: if you're going to be, if you feel like you're going to be making a Super Bowl run again with Brady possibly in one of his last years,
And
we
they
don't
will.
know.
Yeah, you don't get
And yeah, you're not looking for Dillard. And if you're going to trade anybody, you're certainly not going to trade anybody for Dillard.
yeah,
For Dillard.
worth of
I mean,
value.
you
at
know,
least.
Unless, of course, we need some additional janitorial staff or somebody like Vince Young who scored a 6 on the Wonderlick. Yes. 2 + 2 equals carrot.
One for each point of a touchdown.
Hey, maybe Julio. They just signed Julio. Maybe he'll move to center now because obviously his hamstring can't handle being a wide receiver anymore in the NFL. Might as well just make him stationary.
Right?
Just fatten him up. Just
Tight
keep
end.
feeding him.
Right. So, yeah.
They had practice yesterday, the Eagles. It was a 50, some say 57, some say 58, but it was less than a 60-minute practice. And today they had a walkthrough. So the first 2 days of training camp was a 58-minute practice and a walkthrough. Now, you know where I'm going with this. Can I keep talking?
Yes, I
You-
previewed the show. I said, wait till you hear Irving Fryer go off about this year's.
Well,
training camp schedule.
here's my question.
Again,
I-
pre-recorded, so Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah,
correct?
yes.
Yeah, it was Wednesday, Thursday. I'm sorry. Yes, Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday was the first day. Thursday is actually today. We're
Yeah.
talking. They'll see it. They'll hear it on Saturday. But my question is this: I guess I figured out why it bothers me so much that the teams aren't spending enough time for me on the field. Okay, the purpose in them, I guess, ramping up and having less time on the field is to keep guys healthy. Correct.
Correct.
So I believe they're achieving.
Or keep them from bitching.
Well, I believe they're achieving that goal. Statistics show, stats show that guys are staying healthier because they're spending less time on the field. But does spending less time on the field make the team better? That's my question. When are they going to spend time getting cohesive?
Well,
when are they going to spend time
You got to remember
working
one.
together?
You got to
They have to
remember
spend
one
time-
element. All right. Fact is, right now it is one of the hottest periods that we've had. You don't.
They have an
you-
indoor
you-
facility.
I get. Okay, you're right
They
there.
have
You're
a
right there.
controlled environment.
You do. You're correct.
Yeah, we didn't have that when I was playing, but they do.
You also, you don't want to have a Corey Stringer situation. All right.
No, I understand that, but my question is,
you guys had
how-
that big giant white bubble
how-
that was in the vet parking lot.
how
right?
how does spending less time on the field make them a better team? Yes, you achieve your goal of them being healthier, but by spending less time on the field. But how does spending less time on the field make them a better team? You have to be on the field practicing, building cohesiveness, building the camaraderie, building the fluidness together, knowing what one another are going to do. You have to do that on the field.
Different day and age, Irv.
I know it's a different day and age. So is
Too
it
much
and,
money.
And the thing about it, I guess most teams are doing this now. So
I think they have.
it doesn't make
I
you
believe,
a better team.
I believe
It
there's.
can't.
I believe there's a bean counter somewhere that says keeping your high-profile players on the field is more important than playing cohesively, at least in the beginning. You have to discount the first couple games of the season at this point
Exactly.
as preseason games.
And how is that fair to the fans? How is that fair to the game? How is that fair to the game when the games are when they count? The first
It's 6 1/2 dozen.
first regular season game when it counts.
when
putting the
everybody's
best
everybody's
product on the
doing the
field.
same thing, it's 6 1/2 dozen. All right. Fact
So-
of the matter is your routes are not going to look crisp. Defense isn't going to look crisp. Nothing's going to look crisp until week 4.
Okay, what are we teaching these young people then? We have young people. We try to teach our young people that you work hard and you get rewarded. So now
And how many
they're
of them
being-
listen? You know this generation, they suck.
So now
Well-
we're teaching our young people you get rewarded and you don't have to work hard.
Antonio Williams, millennials are soft, they're raised different.
Hey. You're right.
Well, Slash is an anomaly in his generation.
Well,
This kid works his ass off.
young people,
1%er.
young
1%er.
young people want their parents' money, but they don't want their parents' leadership. But if they would take their leadership and their advice, they wouldn't need their money.
I look at it like this. Nobody was saying anything about what they did in training camp last year when they came out and they throttled the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta in week 1. Nobody cared.
Well, that's
It was
because Atlanta sucked.
But it was,
and they were doing the same
exactly.
thing.
And the beginning part of their schedule this year sucks. The reason why people were complaining about how it was last year was because they started out 2-5
Right.
when they had every major quarterback at the beginning part of their schedule. Nobody cares if they come out and they throttle Detroit and the Vikings in back-to-back weeks, and they start out 3-1, 4-0. Nobody is going to care about it. To me, I want you to get to the finish line of training camp and through preseason, and I want everybody healthy. All of your dogs ready to roll in Detroit in week 1. That's what I care about.
Okay, and I agree. I'm not saying because everybody's doing it, so I'm not saying don't do
Look at
it.
the
But my
Rams.
question is, does that make the team? How do you get better as a team by doing that?
I think it's because you're healthy when it matters. And
But
like,
does
but
that
the
make you a better team? That
I-
makes you a healthy team, but does it make you a better team?
maybe not. I don't know. But
You're also discounting stuff that our former host Hollis talked about, which is you have to take some licks in training camp so you build up that callus.
Mhm.
You have to get hit. You have to get used to being hit. And part of training camp, at least in the past, had that as an element of
Right, because to
what you had to do.
Because to me, if you don't get licks in training camp, when you do start getting licked when the season starts, you're more vulnerable for injury.
Yeah, I don't really, to me, I think if we look at the old school mentality and this team was still going to Lehigh and they were living in the dorms together and they were having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they weren't going home like right away and
You mean
sleeping
like
in
a
their own
team?
beds. Well, that's
Yeah, like
that's
a
kinda
team.
what- I really don't think we would look at the softness part of what they're doing in training camp if they were still in that environment because they're around each other all the time
Mhm.
and they're building up that camaraderie. We're looking at it as 58 minutes of practice and they cool down and then they go home to their wife and their kids or wherever the heck they're going because who knows, these guys have a lot of money, nice cars. You don't know where they're going or you want to think that you don't. But I just look at it from that context. I think we wouldn't care so much about what was going on at practice if these guys were in a controlled environment like Lehigh Valley used to be.
And it bleeds right into what my worry is week 1 at Detroit. They're going to come in fired up because they're a team that has something to prove this year, and they had an ass whooping in Detroit last year, a 30-point blowout. You think Detroit's going to forget about that?
Nope.
And if the Eagles come in flat-footed,
I don't think it matters. Detroit sucks.
But in kneecaps,
a
baby.
hungry team,
Sam,
hungry dogs.
what do you got, Sam?
No, I was just basically going to say the same thing. If your game 1 is the first time you're taking a real hit or you're running a real in the heat, nonetheless in the heat, then what's the point? Why practice is for a reason. You have to practice. The preseason games are for a reason. You have to put it all out there. And if you're doing that in game 1, then you're getting a half-ass situation.
I not trying to argue the point. I'm playing devil's advocate here. It doesn't bother me at all, but I think this
That's
is
'cause
kind of
you're soft.
it's just kind of old school thinking. It's kind of like if I'm sitting here with
Like
baseball
Embiid.
back in the day, starters pitched 8 innings and relievers came on every 3 nights, and that was better back then. And blah, blah. And it's like it's different now. This is how teams do
Are
it.
you saying I'm
They're-
a disgruntled old man?
I've said, well, most people in this room are disgruntled old man,
Including yourself.
including myself. Look at the hairline. But what I'm saying is, it's
Wow, hold on. His tune changed significantly with Irv around and placed the blame on everyone. Usually I get the
Oh, you do?
crosshairs.
Yeah.
Well,
on
no,
that
no,
one.
it's just
Oh, the only
Quimby.
angry old man in this room is Quimby on the white picket fence.
no. I only say that about your pop culture, your style, your opinions, your view.
So anyway, we were talking about
I think actually, Quimby, you said it earlier. It's six in one hand, half dozen in the other. This is what all the teams do. So we could just hate the NFL for the way they do it, but this is just how it's done. They're prioritizing.
this is not how it's done. This is how it's done legally.
Right,
Now,
right.
This is the
right.
collective bargaining agreement. This is what players wanted. They wanted less training camp.
Right.
And you know what? If statistics show that they're healthier or that they stay healthier through the season, I'm down with that. To be honest with you, let me tell you what training camp for me is. 5 weeks of absolute dry humping until the first game.
dry humping the ground.
That could be frustrating.
Well, that's what you did all
Oh,
along.
man, on Saturday.
But still, nobody has answered my question Okay, we're
Are
going
they a
back
better
and forth.
team for
Yeah,
it?
does that make them a better team?
It doesn't. But nothing in this particular day and age, when it comes to training
Right.
camp, would make you as good of a team or cohesive or just friends. For
I mean,
God's
they're
sake,
working out on their own without, they're doing this stuff on their own.
Well, think about it. I mean, how many people in this generation? How many kids in this generation? They're kids. All right, let's be honest.
Right. They're younger
these guys
than my kids.
These are kids.
They're younger than my kids
right now. All right. How many of them have a ton of friends? How many of them are in fraternities like you and I and Diaz were?
A few of them.
And were you?
I was not.
Okay. So, people, the kids in these generations, I think they like being isolated. I think they feel more comfortable being isolated for whatever reason. All right. It is not get out there and meet people and get over your anxiety like we did when we were kids. It's okay. If you want to sit in the corner and stick your thumb up your ass, you can do that all day long. It's a different, everything's different these days.
Yeah.
I know what your point and what you're trying to get at, and
Right,
and
thank you.
the obvious answer is no.
Exactly.
Like Quimby said.
Exactly.
But you know what does make your team better? Talent. And when you're losing talent throughout the course of training camp because guys are keeling over and are the Buccaneers a better team today than they were yesterday?
No, they're not.
Obviously not, because they're missing their all-pro center, or not their all-pro, but their Pro Bowl center, and Ryan Jensen. It was one of the best in the game.
Not John Jansen.
Not John Jansen.
So when we
not Johnny Francine, not Johnny Mush.
I know we only have a couple of minutes left.
No,
in
we
this
got
segment,
5 segments left.
but
So we got plenty of time to talk
I have
about it.
another question with regards to they're cutting back on time on the field to keep guys healthy, the talented guys in particular, so the team can be healthier at the beginning of the season because they're making a lot of money. So you want to have your talent on the field as long as you possibly can throughout the season.
And you're better with them on the
and
field.
you're better with them.
Does
Like,
that
like
take
if
away the
Milana
talent?
gets hurt and Dillard is your left tackle,
you got more
you're
talent.
worse. You're worse
Yeah.
that day than you were when
You
you
got more
started that
talent.
day.
But so when did it change? Whereas practicing versus non-practicing was better for that individual. Meaning, when I came in the league,
When players started to make over $20 million a
exactly.
year,
When did it change?
and
When
all of a
when did
sudden
the
they became
anatomy-
iconic and protected.
When did the anatomy of
Here,
when
Chip
did the
Kelly.
anatomy of the player change?
Chip Kelly,
Where you became more vulnerable
sports
physically
science.
by going through training camp. When did that
No,
change
they're
for the
more
players?
they're more vulnerable physically because they're more vulnerable mentally.
There you go. I didn't want to say it because I don't want to sound like an old disgruntled player.
No, it's true.
Quimby charges $300 an hour for that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
I'm
analysis.
28.
Checks
and I
in the
agree with
mail.
that statement.
Happy ending guaranteed.
But when did it change?
Happy
when,
ending to the segment.
When did the mentality of the NFL player change?
And we're going to ask that question again and continue when we come back from break here on Green Legion Radio. Premier Window Cleaning is the leading window cleaning company in Philadelphia and the surrounding areas. With over 30 years experience, they offer commercial and residential window cleaning, pressure washing, parking garage cleaning, graffiti removal, post-construction cleaning. Employees are trained, certified, and go through an extensive background check. At Premier Window Cleaning, your satisfaction level needs to be 100%, as no job is complete until you're happy. With clients like Lincoln Financial Field, Comcast, Chop Roberts, and University of Pennsylvania, you cannot go wrong. For more information and a full list of services, give them a call at 267-534-5198. That's 267-534-5198. Or head to their website, wehatedirtywindows.com. That's wehatedirtywindows.com. Everybody, Green Legion Radio here on Fox Sports The Gambler. We will be back right after this.
Yeah, this is a story of famous dog. But the dog that chases its tail will be busy. These are clapping dogs, rhythmic dogs, harmonic dogs, house dogs, stick dogs, dogs of the world unite, dancing dogs. Yeah, clapping dogs, funky dogs. Nasty dogs.
street may compete. Oh, the dog. Untied dog in a dramatic society ain't your average. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Oh, the dog in me. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. Do the dog catch it? Dog catch it? Do the dog catch it? Do the dog catch it? Dog catch it? Do the dog catch it? Dog catch it, baby. Do the dog catch it?
Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat?
Nothing but the dog in me. Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me.
Just walking the dog. Oh, Tommy dog.
Futurist power. Lead of the pack. Wow, dog.
Green Legion Radio here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia. All right, they'll turn the whole thing down. Is that better?
Well,
God, you guys complain all the time.
I love you too.
Maybe if you did it right the first time, we wouldn't have to complain.
Whoa.
There goes Diaz. A Diaz-free segment here on Fox Sports The Gambler. Unbelievable. You're fired.
I love you all.
This
Yeah.
could
Oh,
be a
I got
good segment.
fired. This is the earliest I've gotten
Again?
fired in months.
Trump didn't fire you. I fired you today. So, you guys, we're talking about this generation and this generation of training camp here in the NFL. You know, it's listen to the regular Eagles beat writers and cover guys right now. It's fun because it's here, it's the start, but there's nothing to talk about.
They're trying to make stories. Right
You're just trying to make a
Mhm.
story. And one of the elements about our show that I found we're able to accomplish on a regular basis is that when there's no content, we can still have a blast. And we can still talk about sports and we can still break each other's balls because we drink
Yeah,
during the show.
that's right.
All right.
So you're saying the Eagles beat writers can't drink during training camp?
Not like
No.
us.
They can't drink and write.
Even Irv was drinking the La Costa lemonade the other day during the
Yes,
show.
sir.
Yes, sir.
How was
it
that?
was
How
good.
was that? La
Dude,
Casa
it
lemonade?
was
You couldn't
so
take, yeah, it
good.
was good. It was good.
so
It
good.
tastes like lemonade.
Dude,
Do you like your
5%.
baseball brunch intro?
Yeah, dude, I actually did.
Wrote
It
that
was
myself.
new. The thing is, though, is it didn't.
Like a new age Beethoven.
There was no song at the end of it. At the end of the intro.
Are we
So
doing a prep
Oh,
show
really?
right now? Or are we on the air right now? Talking
we're
about-
doing a show.
we're doing.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Baseball
sorry.
brunch Sundays, 11 to 12.
Big time is big timing us over here,
Right.
fellas.
Actually,
So-
I didn't bring it up.
He doesn't
last
have
week.
enough airtime on his own.
Irv had a question before the break, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, Quimby
Well, no,
brought
I
it
was just-
up
I was
about the
just-
generation.
just-
when,
and
just
there's
when
nothing
did
to talk
that
about.
When did the mentality of the athlete, the NFL football player, when did it switch? When did it turn? And why are we allowing
Progressively.
the athlete to lead the way
Well,
to
and
determine what goes and what doesn't go,
I'll
what
give you-
happens and what
That's
doesn't?
a
happen?
different can of worms you're opening up.
Well,
Yeah, but why are we doing?
All right, Diaz, we'll get to you. You don't have to
well,
chirp.
he keeps asking, so I'm going to answer.
No, when he asks a question, you have to understand he won't shut up for about 45 seconds after that.
You don't have to wave your hand in front of him either.
Hey, Irv, I'm sitting right next to you here on Athletes Row.
Go ahead.
There's two things. I want to ask you a question.
Athletes, bro.
I'm going to answer the
When did
question.
you change into an athlete?
We're the only Division I athletes here.
When he started humping the floor last week.
We are
was
the
a-
only Division I
He was a
athletes.
ping pong champion.
Atomic dog. Put atomic dog.
I'm going to mute every single one of you if you don't figure out how to talk amongst yourselves in an orderly fashion.
This is the deal. This is what happened with the players because when they come up for the CBA, right?
Yep.
The owners want more money,
Right.
And the concessions they give are less practices. So that's it. That's the answer. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to take more money from us, we want less practices. And they said, fine, we'll take the money. So that's the reason why. But I want to answer your question with another question because you're like, this time when you were drafted in '84, there was only 14 games a year, right?
No,
Or was there 16?
it was 16.
I don't
Yeah.
know when the 14 was right
16.
back in the
I'm not that
80s.
old.
Okay. I mean, yeah. You're not as old as Quimby.
Yeah,
Quimby
you
remembers
dating
that.
me, man.
Hold on, we have Diaz. Are you familiar with Philly the podcast?
I'm not.
You're the pod queen in this place.
well,
Philly,
the pod
Philly. Yes,
queen.
that.
Yes, is the Irving Fryer. Philly.
Yeah, Irv is with us every weekend, and the perfect time for you to come on because what I want to ask you is, you keep saying when did the change? Tell off season. How often did you get together when you were at the Patriots and the Dolphins? I mean, in an organized team at the facility in the city,
Not till
working out with the coaches.
OTAs.
Well, we didn't have OTAs. We had mini camps, and they were mandatory.
Okay, and how many
so
of
we
those were there?
probably there were two during
Okay.
the off season, two mandatory off season. Probably about a week we get together and practice, but we practiced.
Yeah, you hit and stuff like that.
No, we didn't hit. We didn't hit during the off season,
Just shells.
but we did practice.
What
They
happened
weren't 58 minutes.
when you broke away from camp? More so with the Patriots because that's longer than when you were with the Dolphins. Did you ever get together? Like, Jalen Hurts is organizing team activities in Texas and, all the receivers. Did you do that with your quarterbacks in New England and Dan Marino outside of the mini camps that you had in, April and June or whenever they were?
No, didn't do a lot of that stuff.
So I think that's what they do now. Now it's not like, okay, the offensive line is doing Lane Johnson's O-line camp and the tight ends are doing this tight end camp and
could be.
and the quarterbacks and receivers are doing this and the secondary are getting together. So I think there is some camaraderie building that's different now than it was back then.
Delilah's.
Yes, possibly.
But it's not all together,
No,
so
it's not all
cheerleaders.
together, but
That was back then too.
but you do make advances.
Nelson
you do
Aguilar.
get better. If I could spend time with the quarterback that I'm going to play with during the season, if I could spend time with him during the off season, and we're throwing passes together, running routes, and getting our timing together, and just kind of getting our minds to be like-minded, yes, that is definitely going to work to your advantage.
So I
not
think
not in a
that's-
club setting either, like like one-on-one. Like they were talking about team build. I'm not going to go into the Sixers, but with the Joel Embiid, James Harden, and PJ Tucker, like, oh, they're doing team building. I'm like, no, they're dancing on stage at a strip club. Like, that's not team building.
That's not team building.
Hold on.
Popping bottles.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know what you guys think. Diaz, what do you think about? Oh, trust the process. Got it.
There you go.
Trust the process.
Good work by you, Sam.
It all depends what top and bottom is.
So there were
Team
some,
building
there
to
were
you
some
guys.
players that didn't practice in the 58-minute practice because of COVID.
Supposedly,
It's called COVID progression.
COVID
now.
progression.
COVID
yeah.
progression.
Progression. Yeah.
God.
So
If you're not vaccinated and you're an NFL player or an athlete at this point, you're just an ass.
How about this?
but they were at practice. They just didn't practice. Kelsey and Fletcher Cox, Wheatball.
Fletcher Cox is
Anthony
going to do
Harris.
as little
What-
practicing as he
that's right.
possibly
My
can.
point- my point
Kelsey
exactly.
deserves to do as
My
little
point
practicing
exactly.
as possible.
I got a question
Anthony
for Zach, 'cause
Harris needs
I'm
to
going
be
to
on
mess
the
up
field.
this guy's name. Who's the guy on the Royals that just got traded to the Yankees?
Andrew
Benintendi.
Benintendi.
Benintendi. He didn't go to Toronto with the Royals.
Will you please put the microphone where it's supposed to be?
Is it right? It's right here, man. You just turned it up.
No,
Just turn it up.
no. We don't want to turn it up on you.
What happens is I have to get up in here. Then I start bumping the table, and you tell me my fingernails are too long. We got to shut the show down to reconfigure the mics.
He's already cracked out on bourbon.
Seriously.
What he's
Where-
trying to say.
Where are you going with
What he's
Diaz?
trying to say is that Benintendi, the Royals were just in Toronto last week. He was traded to the Yankees last night, and when he was traded to the Yankees,
He got the shot.
part of the deal was that he was going to get vaccinated because they have to play in Toronto the rest of the season. So they were like, well, if we're going to make the deal and we're going to run into Blue Jays in the first round,
Who
of playoffs,
were the four players? JT, Aaron Nola for the Phillies that
It was-
couldn't play in that 2-game set.
it was
Kyle
Nola,
Gibson?
JT, Alec Boehm,
And Gibson?
and Gibson was the other, and then I think there was
Those aren't four big names for us.
well,
No.
listen, if we could,
Well, Gibson and Nola weren't in the rotation or
Yeah.
we're not scheduled to start, so we got
if-
lucky.
If you get to the World Series and you play the Toronto Blue Jays, it's an issue when you're missing your starting catcher, your number 2 starter, and your number right now.
That's
your number
adorable.
3.
World Series. That's
It's
adorable.
almost as adorable as the fact that you actually think that the Sixers are ever going to make it to the NBA Finals
Why
or
did
the
I
Eastern
even-
Conference
why did
Finals.
I even
But
mention
nonetheless,
team
Hold on. Both of you digress.
I will digress.
I have another question.
All right. I
Please.
love her
Can
question.
I have
I
another-
answer your previous one?
Yes,
though?
please
Real
do.
quick?
Please do.
What happens is, and Diaz is right with the collective bargaining agreement,
Right,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. But really, the players started to take that into their own hands years ago with the holdouts,
Right.
Where they
I was a part of a holdout.
Most holdouts were not contract renegotiations. They didn't want to participate in training camp.
no,
Well,
Nobody
no,
does.
the holdout that I was a part of was contract negotiations,
like
more
Brett
money.
Favre, like Brett Favre wasn't contract negotiated. He already had a good contract. He just didn't want to show up for the first couple weeks. But a lot of those players,
I think that was the last 2
they
agreements.
didn't want to put themselves in harm's way when they're not making top dollar. When you're a top 5 player in your position and you're making only top 10, top 15 money, yeah, you're not going to show up to practice, and that's kind of where it started to roll into that.
So again, what are we teaching our young people?
Do push-ups
That
in
you-
your driveway.
that
That's what
can-
you do.
You can
I don't
work-
know what
They
Captain
don't
Demp's
care.
is teaching
I know
everybody
they
by
don't
saying
care.
that
They
Diaz
don't
is
care.
right.
I know they don't
They-
care.
What at the end of the day, these guys
They can have what they want. They
they-
don't care. They can have what they
can
want.
preach that they're a part of the team and that they want to be a part of the team, but at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line, which is their bank accounts.
Money.
That's
Right.
all they care about,
Money.
and I don't blame them.
Can I let this bleed into the next topic conversation, which is Kyler Murray's contract and
Oh,
the incentive
yes.
that talk about
But
millennial?
that's the same thing that I'm talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying,
What
but-
are we teaching our young people?
He
They're giving him
represents
all this money,
Look,
and he
look.
hasn't really done anything yet. You don't have to work hard
First
to
of
get the
all,
prize.
all right. Fact is, you're completely accurate on that statement. I don't understand. Kyler Murray had the lowest quarterback rating
Right.
of anybody in NFL football history in a playoff game at 6.9 against the Rams.
Overrated.
All right. First of all, and we do have a favorite clip here
The homework
when it
clause.
when it comes to
It's pathetic.
Kyler Murray. Here on the Right on Q show.
Oh, wow. Gosh, you're making me feel more important than a dwarf among midgets.
A dwarf.
Hey, can you reach the Crispix? Yes, I can.
That's Kyler Murray. All right.
Crispix.
Wow.
All right. Okay. We got to
he's
wait
a
10
per-
seconds for that.
He's a perfect example of what I'm
Oh,
talking
as
about.
opposed to the crap that you have spewing out of your mouth. Shut up. So I don't put any weight into this 4-hour a week film study. I think that's what he was he inadequate in the film room is the real question. I know you're there. I'll get to you. All right. Is the real question does he need to watch more film, or was he completely inadequate in the film room to begin with? In which case, why would you actually give this guy a contract? Because he wasn't a dedicated player.
Well, first off, Quimby, if you read, he had an interview like 2 weeks ago. He said he never watched film. So
I didn't read that.
Yeah, so that's why, you know.
But then he came out today and said that he was dedicated and was disrespectful to say that
It was.
about him.
And this is the deal. This is the other thing. I know when you start talking about these crazy.
How does a quarterback not watch film?
Exactly.
Hold up.
Or not want to watch
No,
film.
on his own. On
Ask
his
Randall.
own.
He should be watching film on his own.
He should be. That's right. He should be.
So this was on his own time.
They can
Because doesn't everybody have to watch film?
Listen, when I was playing back when I first got drafted, and you're gonna laugh, we had reel to reel. So every one of us, pretty much, we had a projector at our house, and the receivers would come over my house one week. One week we go to Stanley Morgan's house. One week we go to Stephen Starring's house, and we would watch film every Friday night amongst the receivers, amongst ourselves, and we used the reel to reel. So watching film on your own time is a must in the NFL. It's a must.
But there's a big difference though now, and this is why they caught him with it, because you can take those tablets home now.
That's what I was going to say.
And what it does is it monitors the amount of time that you're logged into it and the data that you're using.
How often
by
you press
using
next,
correct,
press pause,
and
press rewind.
yes,
They record all of it.
Exactly. He wasn't doing
Right.
that.
Well, we're not. We weren't
that's
mandated
a
to do
problem.
it. Yeah, we weren't mandated to do it.
So with this, and this is what I want to say. It's going to sound. It sounds ridiculous to say, oh, like 160 million guaranteed over 5 years is nothing, but he signs that deal, he's automatically, it's a good deal because his price point is locked in now.
Wasn't
for the
it
next 4
guaranteed?
years. No, it was like 230, 160 is guaranteed.
230 and a half.
Yeah,
They gave him a $500,000 to put him
Just
above
Deshaun Watson.
Right. So, and also what happens here is I get like
both of them.
The playoff performance was dreadful. The Cardinals are terrible in December, but just think about this. Take Kyler Murray off that team. They're like the worst team in the league. They're 3
I
and
don't agree with
14. They just lost Reddick, right? Hassan Reddick. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins. They lost two guys on their line.
6 games.
They're drafting.
Hassan Reddick.
No, he was with the Panthers.
He was
Oh,
with
Panthers.
the Panthers,
I'm
you
sorry.
idiot.
I'm sorry. So there's someone else I'm missing. I'm
JJ Watt.
rambling.
Well, they lost Kirk. All right, you got DeAndre Hopkins out for
Right.
the first 6 weeks of the
Kirk's
season.
overrated. I don't think he was a
Right. Well, you
major
take Kyler Murray.
component.
Put who's a league average quarterback. Give me someone.
Baker
Baker Mayfield. Are they better?
Jalen Hurts.
They're a bad team. He's a good quarterback.
I think Kyler Murray's a middle of the road quarterback.
He's a good
I don't
quarterback.
think he is.
Irv.
Kyler Murray is below average to me. I mean, I don't know what
Wow.
his numbers are, but he's not a star quarterback in this league. He's exciting because he can run around,
It's all raw talent.
but he's less than adequate. He's less than adequate at that position, and he'll never win a Super Bowl. He's not a guy that's going to take you to a Super Bowl and lead his team and get to that goal and actually accomplish that goal. He's below average in this league.
What happens is with him, and I hate saying this but it's his size, and the style that he plays. He's so beat up and so worn down by the time they get to the games that are important. That's the reason why the last couple of years they started to choke towards the end of the season. He was running out of gas and running out of steam, and that's a problem.
He's not reading defense.
There's that, and he's running around too much and he's getting hit too much.
Right.
That's a problem.
He's Allen Iverson, 6 feet tall, by the way, which means he's
Is
about
he-
5'10".
Is he? I was going to say, is he 6 feet
If
tall?
that.
I don't think he's that tall.
5'8", 5'9", tops.
But that-
J-roll.
Which is why one of his biggest weapons, or his biggest weapon, is his ability to move out of the pocket and get out of trouble because he can't see. He doesn't have
Right,
the vision.
right.
He physically
He can't
doesn't possess the ability to see the fields like other quarterbacks that are 6'1", 6'2", or taller. Diaz.
He finished 6th in QBR and 8th in QB rating last year.
That's above average.
like he's a top 10. He's a top 10
Before we go to
quarterback.
break, I completely forgot they replaced Chris and Kirk with Hollywood Brown. So
And he's hurt.
okay, we'll be back.
The Ludlam Bar and Grill in Sea Isle City, everybody, for the first time. Fully renovated, 4000 Landis Avenue. Yes, the former La Costa. With a complete renovation finish, you will now see a brand new look, feel, and vibe set amongst a casually sophisticated bar, a cozy a la carte dining room, and the only mellow lounge in Townsend's Inlet. The menu is seasonal, offering the freshest local seafood cooked simple to ensure the flavor that already exists stays that way. The hotel is open year-round, and all guests enjoy free Wi-Fi, one free parking spot per room, and complimentary beach tags for all registered adults. Walking distance to everything, ludlamhotel.com. That's Ludlam, Ludlam, hotel.com, or call them at 609-263-6000. 609-263-7829. That's 609-263-7829. We got a hell of a room right now. You guys stick with us. We're going to get through a quick song, quick break. We're all going to go do a shot so we're a lot louder and interrupt everybody even more. When we come back on Green Legion Radio here on Fox Sports The Gambler, Quimby, Irving Fryer, Michael Diaz, Chris Sackmaster, Slash, and Super Sam down in Sea Isle back right after this.
Jazzy Fizzle, production with my nizzle. Oh boy, well, my whistle. Hey, I see you with Shorty, huh? Take her to the mall, pimp. Okay. Show me how you man.
I know this chick named Nicole. We called her Bougie. Didn't want her to shop nowhere but Gucci. Then Burberry and Prada was her style. I'm trying to tell y'all that Shorty could get down. Conversation's amazing. In my phone, Shorty's in heavy rotation. Thinking to myself like this is the one. Broke it down, told Shorty how to do this, son. Never give her the cold shoulder. If she's in the past, I let her take over the rover. Then it's off to the movies. Tell her like Austin, let's get groovy. From the movies to the crib, get a geek spoil her, that's what I get. And I'll find me another one, more interesting, more fun. The business just begun. It's really, really nice to meet you, ma. I'm really, really digging your style. So you wanna come chill with a ball of her? Let's get it down.
It's really, really nice to meet you, boy. You know I'm really digging your style. You know I wanna chill with a ball of so. Let's get down.
Hey, see what you're doing, little Bow Wow. You did that. Now I want you to go worldwide with it. I want you to go East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, and down by.
I know this girl named Cindy, loves to rock Fendi. When she leaves the mall, the stores is all empty. East Coast, New York, my uptown chick. I see her when I goes to park in 106. Next. Her name is Rydette. She lives on the west side, hit the LAX. I'm so impressed by the way that she dressed. Walks like a model, the girl is so fresh. I got a few of them. Here's what I do to them. What you do? Take them out. Try to teach something new to them. It's no thing when you heavy in the game. I got another one who loves the Midwest swing. She's from the show me state, so I show her the beat and I'll quarter to 8. Hey, do your thing. I know you called on late, but that's 7:45. Now shorty, now let's ride. Hop in the whip. It's really, really nice to meet you, ma. I'm really, really digging your style. So you wanna come chill with a ball of her? Let's get it down.
It's really, really nice to meet you, boy. You know I'm really digging your style. You know I wanna chill with a ball of so. Let's get down.
Now I'm about to test your peas, little Bow Wow. See Lil one over there? She about 25, but she been looking at you. Pull over there in your ride on 22s and bust her eyes.
I know one girl named Keisha. She's no groupie, but far from a star. 22s made her choose me. Like, oh, we. Telling all her friends in the bands, he don't really look 16, do he? 112, youngest thing on the scene. Couldn't believe when I seen how she squeezing them jeans. Looks like a tight situation. Make a young man make flight reservations. Just step, no intimidations. I'm Bow Wow, but accept no imitations. Should've seen the looks on their faces, but ice plus light makes for good conversation. You telling me it's a felony to yell at me? I blew her mind, she was dazed momentarily. But luckily, she stayed for some therapy. I stay pimping heavily, my game's spitting therapy. It's really, really nice to meet you, ma. I'm really, really digging your style. So you wanna come chill with a ball of her? Let's get it down.
It's really, really nice to meet you, boy. You know I'm really digging your style. You know I wanna chill with a ball of so. Let's get down.
Shawty, you're looking fly, boy. Certified, you went platinum. Around the world, coast to coast, you're good with me. You get a stunner certification on your RIAA. You're good, player. It's your turn. Shine, baby. Shine, baby. Do you, little daddy. Do you, my Weezy, baby. Live it up, bird talk, baby. Shot it. 5 feet pimping, boy. You're good with me, little. Come on, let's roll.
It's really, really nice to meet you, boy. You know I'm really digging your style. You know I wanna chill with a ball of so. Let's get down.
That was a sack chirp, everybody. A sack chirp over there. Green Legion Radio on your drive to or from the shore here on a
Oh, it's going to be nice.
a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Low 80s, mostly sunny.
All right, cool.
I'll be down in Cape May if anybody wants autographs.
Nobody cares.
Okay.
So Yeah, Green Legion Radio here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. Taping our show on Thursday evening for the Saturday show, which you are enjoying right now. If you're losing the signal for whatever reason, download the iHeartRadio app, and you can listen to us anytime, anywhere on the World Wide Web / cell phone signal. This means you'll take us all the way to Cape May or all the way to wherever you go. Irv's going to be listening to us when he's flounder fishing up in Massachusetts. Yeah, there he is.
Fish on.
Fish on.
Don't do that motion ever again.
Yeah, that was we were a little
What,
worried.
that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that
And with
motion?
the tongue hanging out.
You look like you were going to the Jersey Shore.
Man,
Yeah.
listen. I really listen.
Hold on.
Whoa.
I got a great one. Jim Rakovitz, Prez, Tin Cup McAvoy, Philly Special One, Golf Clash, our clan. Can I get Irving's yak on the post-show passes at Ludlam?
Not a whole lot of yak, but Irv did a good job. The passes weren't. They didn't really lead him. They didn't lead him to that.
We had one guy and two girls, and the two girls were much better passers than the guy.
I saw a couple overthrows that you may
No, just
may
one.
have, may have
Just one.
may have caught in your prime, but
Oh, I would have caught it in my prime.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't bring it down. Yeah.
I would have broken a rib.
Yeah.
All right. First thing I did when we went to break is don't chirp over everybody. And the second we come back, all five of us talk at the same time. It was
I'm
great.
not talking.
I was just going Herbert the pervert.
I got, but
Hey there, Muslims.
yeah, but Herbert has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, well, no. When
Herbert likes kids.
when they're throwing the ball, though. Hey there, Muslims.
What's wrong with you? How did you get this?
I don't like new Quimby. Bring back old Quimby. New Quimby.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
counting
Yeah,
calories.
he's drinking water over here.
I
He
don't
doesn't.
like
He doesn't like Herbert.
What kind of crap
He's
is this?
sober.
Yeah.
What the
Wow.
hell? This show stinks. Bring back the old Quimby here.
And thanks for tuning in, as our own
Bring
host
back-
doesn't like the show.
Bring back the Quimby from 5 days ago at the Ludlam Bar and Grill. That's what we need.
You know what? I had been starting to lose. I had gotten up to 260, and I'd come back from the Caymans at 251, but I was so dead ass tired and so hungry, and I didn't have a chance to eat. Tree and I were racing to get through Miami International to pick up a flight to Philly that would have saved us a couple of hours if we had to wait for the one that we were scheduled to be on, which, by the way, wound up delayed 3.5 hours. Didn't get into Philly till 2:00, but we got on that flight. But we got on that flight with no food. We ran, and running with Tree right now is like running with a couple of dumbbells, 50 pounds. All right. Tree just doesn't move as fast as he used
Well,
to.
I mean, he is a tree.
He is.
It's not just a
That is
nickname.
true.
It is a tree.
So we literally got there 5 minutes before they started to board, and we had to get through or get our flight changed. They had plenty of room, thankfully. There was no issue. Here we go. Rob V joining us. Rob, it's good to see you. You got to come in, Rob. It's been a while, so plan on 2 Thursdays from now. Or can you not do that? You got baseball season. When's your baseball season over?
Bring back the couch.
The Norgwen Packers, everybody in the Perky League. Rob Levis, coach or manager, rather, and general manager of the Norgwen Packers.
Let's bring him back when we don't have any Philly's finest models here.
This is
just be
true.
safe.
This is true.
So we have to, you're invited, Rob, but conditionally.
I do love the second we come out with casting calls and Rob goes, I got somebody for you. And then we look at him and we go, okay, cool, Rob. Thanks.
Yeah, the
Looks
ones
like
that
a
he's trying to
comic
pick up at Wegmans.
Whoa. What's wrong with Wegmans?
All right, I have another question.
I wasn't done yet.
Okay, go ahead.
So
My bad.
That's old Quimby.
no, but I came back 251 and then and this is the night before. I was racing down to Sea Isle the next day and I still had to tear down the studio. But I gorged on Chinese food the second I got back. I think I got from 251 to 256 before I left for Sea Isle.
It wasn't gas
And
station
then
fried chicken.
No, and then I was drunk, pizzaed out for the next 2 days. And Sam's dad looks at me and goes, "You all right, Quim? Look like you put on a few."
Oh, he shamed you.
Yeah, he messed you up.
It's all the
Messed you up with
motivation
that.
you needed.
And I went like this. I'm like, son of a bitch. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
So that's
all
it.
I don't give a damn about you idiots making fun of my weight. But when Big Sam does, that was enough for me.
Somebody
fat,
of
you're okay.
value.
You look great to me.
Yeah, with somebody, of actual, culture and,
Stature.
and moral compass pointing in the right direction.
We're all
Whoa.
swine.
Yeah, let's go check out the poker table over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say my
Hold on,
dad.
gambling is not a negative in this equation, you guys.
My dad was engaged to 2 women when he proposed to my mom. So let's go moral.
That's a great story.
Keep the morals low.
So what we have to do is blame Sam Ross, Big Sam Ross, for bringing New Quimby in here and wasting half a segment about a story about running through Miami International Airport with Tree. Great story. Oh, how was the Chinese food? What did you get? Was
Tree,
it broccoli chicken?
Tree was well dressed though. Tree probably looked like he just came from church on Easter. There's no doubt about it.
All right, I'm just
Sweaty
bringing this up. Just be prepared. You're gonna have to pull it out. Giggity.
Oh God.
Okay, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete retard.
All right, so here we go. We're going through the whole spectrum of people we can offend on today's show.
We're not supposed to use that word.
No, that's why he wrote it down.
Emphasis on spectrum.
You know it's bad when you're on the same scale as Brittany Griner, dude.
Bump. Once
Wow.
again, Brittany Griner, in a statement from the WNBA commissioner, she's not back in time for the season. The WNBA stands to lose hundreds of dollars. And all 10 of their
That's
fans.
bad.
What's bad is that league. What's bad is that they get paid so much more money to leave the country to play basketball.
What's bad is the fact that they want to trade a guy that has blood on his hands and to give him back to a country that has enough blood on their hands.
Because LeBron bitched.
Because for Brittany Griner,
Who doesn't like America?
I know this is like,
Yeah.
Who does not like America?
She's backtracking
Or does
now.
not like the America?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. She.
wrongfully detained.
I'm sorry. I'm going to say it.
Well,
I'll
but-
be the one. I hope she sits there and rots.
But you know what? You also have to think about, okay, what if that was your niece? What if that was your daughter? What if that was somebody that was close to you?
Tell her not to be an idiot.
Okay. No, we had this conversation on social media today with
Uh-huh.
some idiot that's friends with Adam Gilmore. And it was,
There's quite a few of those.
well, yes. And unfortunately, all of us fall in that category.
Yes.
But
Cultured swine.
the Unhappy Gilmore Show here on Green Legion Radio, 6 p.m. every Wednesday on the YouTube channel, you guys. Keenan Harmon, she can dunk. Yeah, that's great. But here's the deal. All right, you're going over to Russia.
Right.
During wartime, and you're bringing in illegal drugs that I didn't know they were there. Okay, Brittany.
It was
Yeah.
non-THC. It was just regular CBD. It is banned.
It's banned.
But
Here we go. Okay. Fact of the matter is, if you don't realize that you could become a complete political target, then you should be out of work. All right. Honestly, give me a second.
I got you.
All right. If she didn't realize that she could become a prisoner and somebody that Russia could hold over us, especially in the cultural war that we're in right now, which we've been for a long time, and we're going to be in it for a long time to come because most people are idiots. All right. But fact is, you didn't realize that you could become somebody that Russia can use against us with your athletic status, the fact that you're a black woman, an athlete, all right, trying to mentor so many other black athletes, young women, everything. It doesn't even have to be color, but we add that to it and it becomes an extremely potent potion. If you don't realize that you can be one of those that are detained and hold us for a Victor bout.
Victor's a common name in Russia.
I think it's Victor.
Then you're not paying attention. You literally he let him go.
Yeah,
but I mean you got to use your head.
Well, evidently she wasn't.
I just got a quick line here. It's like they say in Liar Liar, when Jim Carrey grabbed the phone, he's like, he needs some legal advice. Stop breaking the law. Right? I mean, like that right there. If you're going to play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. And that's what she did going in that country with what she had. And that right there, I'm sorry. You break a law in another country, you got to abide by their laws and their rules. It's not the United States of America that you have to deal with.
Right. You're exactly right. 100%. And I think that she had gone to Russia and come back before doing the same thing.
100%.
And she thought that it was just business as usual.
But it's
this
wartime.
time, right. But it's wartime. So evidently, obviously, she wasn't thinking that the possibility of something like this could happen. So here we are in the middle of this tug of war for what seems to be an uneven tug, because this guy is an arms dealer and there's no way in the world that we should be trading him for her. My hat, my feelings and my compassion goes out to her, but an arms dealer, come on.
Ed Wakely, we have plenty of U.S. Ed Wakely, former Marine, Green Legion client and friend for a long time. We have plenty of U.S. service members in host country prisons for breaking the law in those countries. Are we going to empty our jails for them? She broke the law.
Ed Wakely is a smart man.
Ed Wakely is one of the smartest.
And it wasn't the first time she did it, probably.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, providing medical, dental, and behavioral health, pharmacy, and child development services for over 50 years, Greater Philadelphia Health Action is a full family care facility for the entire family. Prenatal, pediatrics, adult specialty services, and more. COVID-19 vaccine and testing available. 11 locations throughout Philadelphia. Over 85,000 patients. Telehealth and on-site appointments available. Schedule an appointment today. 888-296-GPHA. That's 888-296-GPHA, or visit them at gphainc.org. That's gphainc.org. 11 facilities here in Philadelphia alone, everybody. And also hiring. Go to their website for job opportunities right now, everybody. Green Legion Radio, Fox Sports, The Gambler. Join your ride to or from the shore, or if you're slumming in the city with the rest of us, Quimby, Irving, Fryer, Diaz, Sack, Slash, and Super Sam. We will be back with more Eagles talk at the top of the hour. Green Legion Radio, Fox Sports, The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. Brought to you by our friends at Bucks County Baseball Company. Everybody, Bucks County Baseball, the largest. There it is. That's the sound. And our good friends at Bud Light, which you just heard. There's another one, Michelob Ultra. And there are no women in here, so no Bud Light Seltzer being popped right now. But we will. I just have the holiday flavors left, and they are all women flavors. Like
I take offense to that.
marshmallow. It's terrible.
How many more groups are we left to offend this show?
I'm trying to get to everybody. Doing my best.
I'm offended by that.
Good to hear, Sam. Thank you.
Shut up, Sam.
Sam, Meatball Sandy, extra provolone.
Sam, there you go. You know where to go. Go home, Diaz. You're drunk.
She's got a ton of them.
We could go to break with the cover. I'm just saying. We could listen to a little Red Hot Chili Peppers going to our next break.
Can we please?
Was he singing Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Oh my God!
What song was I singing?
You don't even know what song you were singing.
That's a Stevie Wonder song.
Higher Ground.
It's a Stevie Wonder. The Chili Peppers are covering Stevie Wonder. You don't know squat about squat.
Or was it Higher Love?
That's a Steve Winwood song.
I love Stevie Winwood.
I like all the Steves.
Wow.
We know.
I'm not surprised by that.
What happened last week?
I don't know. But we gotta go. Soon. We gotta go.
Don't sing, Diaz.
So, yeah, we hope you're enjoying the show because I'm not.
Listen, if you want to hear me sing, come to
No.
the Arizona.
Yeah, guess what is not going to happen?
There goes everybody that was going to sign up.
Yep. No, but we will be swinging on swings at Gilligan's with midgets.
Okay.
No, it's a midget bar. Gilligan's.
I don't
Really?
know. If we,
Scottsdale. It's
I
great.
think you have to say little people.
I think you
Come
said little
on.
bit.
Really?
I think you just offended
I
another
think
group.
Slash is writing something down.
I don't know at this point.
I'll just wait for the letter.
Just erase the whole thing.
Should we just start the
Jesus.
show over?
Yeah, erase the whole show.
Eagles football, everybody.
Woo! Go Birds! Go Birds! Go,
Go Birds, go Birds. In case you guys didn't know, our predictions after the 4-week process.
And 6 weeks.
it took for us to get everybody's picks. Turns out Slash is the negative Nelly in this entire group.
Yeah, like 11-6, right?
11-6.
Diaz was 16.
Why do you hate the
1.
Eagles?
Diaz and
realistic.
Zach were 12-5. The Reverend Dr. Irving Fryer was 13-4.
Wow.
And I, for the first time in history, was the optimist at 14-3.
Holy crap.
Quimby, man, this is going to be a bad year if he's angry every show.
No, it's not that.
That's
I mean,
home field advantage.
no, you know what? I had a conversation with Arms. Remember the guy at the bar at the Ludlam?
Jay Vignetti.
Oh my God, those arms.
Jay Vignetti, Quimby, and Jerry Jones, last two people to say midget.
Ew.
Did you see Jerry Jones this week?
No.
Who was he making fun of? He was making
Was
fun
it
of one of the
Kyler
guys.
Murray?
No, he was making fun of an executive that lost. And man, listen, I'm starting to get concerned about Jerry. He might be dying soon because they are just wheeling him up there.
Hold on. Don't worry. His son is just as big of an idiot.
Good. And
We need to keep him alive.
he's trying to like make a joke. You know,
That's not funny.
Tad, no, it is. Tap
No.
him up.
yeah.
Put that guy in hospice.
And there goes the elderly.
Whatever
Cross
happened,
that off.
whatever happened to Emperor Palpatine between Return of the Jedi and The Last Skywalker, pump that stuff into him. He's going to have like half fingers falling off and stuff, you know? It's great. Don't ever die, Jerry. Please don't leave us, man.
Slash, you're going to delete this.
No.
You delete
No,
this.
No,
that's good.
let it go. Let it
Yeah.
go.
Him and Dan Snyder.
Hold on a second. Wait,
Is
hold on.
Palpatine a
Hold on
dirty
a second.
word?
We are not. I'm going to defend this for a second. You're allowed to say dwarf,
I
right?
didn't. I'm
I mean,
just.
it is in Lord of the Rings.
I
There's
think
dwarves.
I think it's little
And
person.
Snow
I
White.
think that's the technical.
It's just a lot of hate. That's all. Just a
There's
lot of
no
hate.
hate. It's actually Gilligan's is fun.
They still call them the Seven Dwarves in Snow White. So
For now.
yes, for now.
for now. Okay.
Adam Gilmore, DK Metcalf just signed 3 years, $72 million extension.
That was looming.
Good for him.
So Drew Lock can throw to him.
Only
Yes.
hold on a second. only 3 years for what might be the most prolific receiver in the league.
He had,
And
he's
that's
coming
not-
off a down year last year.
Because Russell Wilson
No, you're right. Go on.
blows.
Oh.
So
Write it down.
If that's what he's announcing, Gilmore, is that guaranteed or is that what the agent announced? Because if that's what announced on Twitter, it only matters what's guaranteed. So that's way low, even if it was guaranteed.
It's 30 million signing bonus and 58.2 million guaranteed.
Wow, that is low. So
That's not
That's
low.
really
that's
low.
a 3-year, $19 million deal, $19.5 million deal.
That's
not-
low. That's low for a receiver of his caliber.
Not if he plays the 3 years.
Now, hold on a second. Here we go. We do have to factor one element into the equation. If he didn't want to leave Seattle, I may take that money knowing that Geno Smith is going to be my quarterback.
or Drew
Drew
Lock.
Lock.
Or Drew Lock. All right, Geno Smith still slotted
Yeah.
as a
Fierce
star.
quarterback competition.
Yeah. So,
Keenan.
Keenan. Unhappy Gilmore. J-Jaw needs to be careful how much he's spending. Unemployment line coming soon.
Same with Jalen Rager.
Jalen
Rager
Rager's
looked
not
good
gonna
in camp the other day.
He had one good
On the
day
second team.
Against the
against the second team.
He's not going to make it. Who's the Devin
Allen.
Allen?
Yeah.
Devin Allen's going to make the team
I-
before Rager does.
I think he is the sleeper. I think he's going to
He's
come
not
in.
the sleeper.
Well,
He's
he is-
going to be your special teams specialist.
Well,
He's going to
hasn't played
return
football.
kicks and punts.
Yeah, but he hasn't played football. In a
Doesn't
while,
need
so-
to.
But he's going to be a sleeper. He's going to come in.
He's an Olympian.
He's also tacked on 10 pounds.
That's a sleep. Well, he put 10 pounds on for football.
Yeah, he's 195 now.
He's the Olympian.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The hurdle.
He's getting
jump.
cut.
He got disqualified in the in the final.
I like him.
If he sat next to
Sounds
Irv,
like Philadelphia all the way.
Yeah.
if he sat next to Irv, it would be legit athletes row over here, not this
Yeah.
ping pong champion.
The ping pong.
I have my 1996 Drexel men's soccer letter at home.
Thank you. No, just leave it off for a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
He's on suspension
I
for a
finally
hot
beat
second.
you to the trigger there.
Does anybody want to change their predictions? All right. I want to ask this because we do have a little bit of time on this show. Let's go through the games that we all agreed. Okay?
I like that.
You did in-depth research on this.
Absolutely. All right, we all agreed week 1 versus the Lions was a win. All right.
That one might be. I mean, the ones we all agree. So if we're all in agreement, something's up. You know,
Never
right?
go full board.
Yeah, full panel.
Yep.
We all agreed week 4 against the Jags was a win.
Dougie P coming back home. He's going down.
We all agreed week 10 against the Commodes on Sunday night here in Philly was a win.
Monday night.
Sorry.
By the way, I'm the pessimist at 11-6, so this is up to you guys.
Here's an interesting one. Ready? There's only 2 others. We all agreed week 13 against the Titans.
We
was
just
a
don't
win.
respect. We
A
just don't
home
respect
game.
them. We're assuming that Derrick Henry has a drop off. They were the first seed last year. Weren't they the luckiest team in the league last year? I mean, outside of the Cowboys defense with
They
takeaways.
played in a bad division, and then if you look at the Chiefs were the second. I think they lost in the last week of the season, right? Which allowed them to step into that role as the number 1 seed, or I think it was week 17, and they lost, and then all the Titans had to do was win in week 18.
Who they have outside of Derrick Henry? Who's Tannehill, who's already bad, have to throw to?
Yeah, but now you're relying on the fact that Derrick Henry is going to stay healthier than he did last year. Remember, Derrick Henry got hurt.
That's what I'm saying. That
for
even helps my point even more.
And for like another 4 or 5 weeks after he got hurt, he was still leading the league in rushing.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can say all you want
If
about
he
Jonathan
stays healthy
Taylor,
all 18,
2,000 yards.
all 17 games, that's great. But you have
2,000
to have
yards.
somebody else other than
I
Derrick
agree
Henry.
with you. I
What
agree.
week? What week is that? Week like 12-ish?
13.
It's right after the Packers
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
and I think we all picked the Packers to win, right? I mean, maybe one
no,
of us.
one the Rev picked Irving Fryer was the only one to pick the Eagles to beat the Packers.
I always said you were a smart man.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Well, then why didn't you agree with him?
We'll
What do
see.
you?
We will see.
What does that mean?
'Cause
Dumb.
I was just trying to give him a compliment outside of his hat.
Yeah,
which
other
was
than
awesome.
kissing his ass, what are you trying to do?
It's reverse psychology.
I just
Yeah.
I think
I don't know what happened. What happened?
I
Yeah,
think
what-
old
thought we
Quimby's
were in the
back.
trust tree.
Old Quimby's back.
I'm trying to drive this out of him, Diaz. Okay.
No, it's
Interestingly enough, Slash is the only one that feels as though the Steelers game at home is going to be a loss.
Oh my God, they've never lost. Who is it going to be? Trubisky, Kenny Pickett. Like,
I said that. I said that tweet.
Yeah,
yeah. We talked.
they
about
haven't
this.
won here in what 50 years.
I was like, how long is he going to be out there? We both looked at each other like week 5.
Week 5.
And then they started
It was like
chanting for
5
Pickett
days.
after 2 picks on his first 2 throws.
There's no way they'll beat the Steelers are coming in here and beat the Eagles. No way. That's not happening.
Wipe your rear end
I'm
with
sorry.
that terrible towel.
I'm
It ain't
sorry,
happening.
Slash.
Kyle hates the
I'm
Eagles.
not saying I want it to happen. I'm just
Well,
It's
let's
not
just
going to happen.
let's just point out some fun elements, okay?
it
This
is
what
off
we're
the
doing right
bye
now.
by the week. So that's not my favorite.
Sack is the only one that believes in week 3 that we will lose to the Commodes.
That's because of Carson Wentz.
Which, by the way, the lack of attendance at their training camp is probably good for him. I don't think he plays well with people
Less
in the
pressure.
building.
But hey, we're going to be on that bus. We're going to be on that bus doing the pregame show on the way down to DC.
Breaking news.
Without Diaz.
Breaking news. Diaz
Without-
will be on the bus on the way down to DC.
Breaking news: Diaz will be on the other bus.
Is
Diaz will be on a little bus.
Is that?
He'll be on a little bus.
We're not.
Everybody, that is our African American Reverend Dr. Friend Irving Fryer, who just threw that one out.
I got to write that. Oh, never mind. No, I don't. That's his.
Oh, he's allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the best part of this whole entire week for me.
Yep.
Outside of finding out that WrestleMania 40 is going to be at the link.
Guess what?
Yes.
Guess what? We have space reserved at Xfinity Live.
Yes. I'll be at both nights. Both nights.
Guys, a bunch of
Sorry
dorks.
about that, Diaz. I couldn't resist it. man.
Dorks, not you, Rev.
You guys-
These guys are dorks.
Wait, what's that
couldn't
from? That's
resist
from Family Guy, but I can't say. You guys are a bunch of queers, which you can say now. You can say that. Hold
You
on.
can? No, you
This is,
can't.
no, this is Joe.
No, you can't.
This is Joe.
You can't say that.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
100%.
Yes,
That's
you can.
an acceptable
Well,
term
isn't that
now.
LGBTQ? Yeah.
Yep,
Yes, you can.
can. All right. Joe says, you guys are a bunch of queers. We're talking about Dr. Hartman giving him a colonoscopy. Right? And he,
Well, in that
and he
context.
runs away and comes back and goes, and so am I.
Okay. Are we gonna have to scrap this entire show?
The whole
Is it
thing.
gonna be just bleep the whole way? Is it gonna be gobble the whole way?
We're going to have a live show on Saturday from
We got
1 to
about-
3.
You might want to write down that section.
Yeah, it's going to be
All right,
silent.
so we're at about like 5 minutes of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut that.
Hold
The-
on.
the
This
title-
this
the
show's
title-
off the rails.
The title of today's show is "Cut That."
The title of this show is 0 calories.
Yeah, Quibi's lightheaded over
I
here.
think my iHeart app's messed up. It keeps saying cut that, cut that, cut that, cut that.
Cut those 0 calories.
Why do we keep getting a text message from this guy Sean Brace?
It's gonna be like the Family Guy Mets thing. Welcome to today's show, and the show is over.
It's going to be nothing but 2 hours of dead air on Saturday.
Let's see what else is fun to look at here. Slash once again. Oh no, Slash and the Rev feel as though the Cardinals game is going to be a loss.
We were booming the last
Yeah.
couple games. We were on the same page.
Yeah. They're going to lose.
Confident.
Don't want them to lose, but that's going to be a
Exactly.
tough
Not
one.
without Nuke, man. No.
It's like you have the Eagles losing and games. Oh, what? Everybody gets defensive.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just trying to be realistic.
No,
here.
Sack is the only one in week 17 that feels as though we're going to lose to the Saints at home.
Wow, that's cold.
Diaz is the only one in week 18.
We're resting,
Yeah, but Boston Scott's going to play.
Yeah.
And he kills the Giants.
and you have a new car.
Wait, is that?
Yo, he did install the blocks on the pedals. So just in case.
Wow,
Wow.
everyone's
Wow.
contributing on the little people.
Hold on. That's been a
Wow.
joke. That's been a joke since 2019.
Hey, hold on. I'm down. Don't worry.
Yeah, we've had that joke running since 2019.
Actually, we need to get Boston
When
Scott
he put
on the
800 miles in
show.
the car in 2 weeks.
We see if we can make that request. Quimby, get Boston Scott on the players show.
Get him
at
on the
some point.
horn.
We need
You
Jordan
know
back.
what? You know what's cool right now? There's a lot of new faces on this team. I think we might be pleasantly surprised with what Dave Spadaro brings us for the players show, which will be every Tuesday. We're still determining our location. Everybody, we'll let you know. But every Tuesday during football season, there's one of three. It's either going to be at Chickies, it's going to be at Live Casino, or it's going to be at the Winston, one of the 3 locations. We will let you know, but it will be all of us. Sort of. We might have a platoon situation again. Got to see how much they're shelling out, but be prepared. Honestly, the player show for me has, the pregame show. We're changing a lot of stuff up, everybody, this year, and Diaz pointed out a lot of the faults that we had. Well, no, hold on. I'm completely down with. Well,
okay. Was this Saturday when Diaz was saying these
things? Remember, I told you, quit chirping. So,
jeez.
One thing that I thought last year would be really cool at all of our tailgates with the pregame show is that we did it an hour before we left. Meaning, if it was a 1:00 game, it was 11 to 12. All right. And I realized through Diaz, this is not what you guys want. All right. You guys want your last hour to be a drunken stupor, listening to music, getting fired up, dancing, having a ball. It was bad decisions on my part. So from here on out, the pregame show will be from 9 to 10 for 1:00 games. It will be from 4 to 5 for night games, and it will be from 12 to 1 for the 2 rare 425 games that we have this season. So the last 2 hours of our tailgate will be
straight up music,
jump
dancing,
around,
yeah.
jump up and get down. Boom.
And most people, we are 4 hours every single tailgate.
Isn't that great that we're the only ones that offer that additional hour?
Yeah, and unlimited well, gin, rum, whiskey, and tequila this year, which is good.
I was going to say, just plan 4 hours before kickoff. We're going to be on the air to get your tailgate started.
Exactly.
Right.
I think you need to pay attention to the board because somebody's upset with you right now.
Who?
Super Sam Brady.
What's up, Sam?
I'm just saying I'm the one who brought that to the table, not Diaz, but I like how he gets credit for it.
Did you tell me that, Sam?
Yes, I did.
She's way better looking than Diaz.
I was saying this last year.
So did I, Diaz. You're not important.
Sorry, Sam. I hold on. I thought Diaz was the one that drove it home to me. I apologize if I was not paying attention when you said it.
That's because you don't listen to me, but that's fine.
Because you stop putting tomatoes on my grilled cheese. Tomatoes on every grilled cheese.
By the way, everybody, we're going to be going to Yep, there it is.
That'll be Diaz about a half an hour into the pregame show.
Not this year, now that it's an hour earlier.
Can we get that on a banner for the tailgates this
Oh,
year?
yeah. Oh, no.
I will take care of that.
Oh, but we should all have T-shirts.
Yes.
Yes.
Please. Let's do it. Bucks County baseball.
Yes. So, Sam, I'm sorry about that. If that was your idea, then Diaz, you should give that credit to her.
That was my idea. I think we should.
No, it wasn't.
All right, great.
Sam, other people.
So hold on a second. Hold on, Diaz. Nobody really cares at this point. I'm just trying to acknowledge Sam if that was her idea. Sam, I'm acknowledging. Quimby is listening to people. This isn't it. Rob, shut up.
I was going to say the time change, though. It makes sense because you might have some stragglers that are a little late to the tailgate listening on the radio as they pull in. And then once they get there, they catch the end of the show, and then you turn it over to DJ Tree for some partying before you head into the stadium.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And where I was going with this was the pregame show is awesome. It's great. We get the broadcast on the corner of 11th and Patterson. That is Philadelphia lore, man. That is the spot.
Prime real estate.
It is as prime real estate. There is not a more expensive piece of real estate in Philadelphia than that particular block and corner, period.
You know, the best part about it, though, is when we're doing it at 9 to 10, it's quieter out in that corner than it is when we do it between 11 and 12.
I always thought it would be better for us from an exposure standpoint for everybody that was coming into the stadium to listen to us. But you know what? That's my vanity. Now I realize through Sam and just a little bit of Diaz that I need to take care more of our clients who are paying to come to this particular event. And we're going to do so. Yeah. But where I was going with this is pregame show is great and it's high visibility. we are in the middle of everything, but the player show to me is still my favorite.
Oh, it's the best.
It's just pure. It's great when you you have an Alex Singleton. The part of me that that hates the most that he's been traded is the fact that he won't be on our show. A Jack Driscoll,
Marcus Epps.
Just
we had great guests last year.
Yeah, great guests, and it's awesome because where we discussed earlier in the show, a lot of the players are isolated, or you don't know a lot. When they come on the show, they open up.
Right.
When they see us having a cocktail, they immediately open up. They go, oh, wait, really? This is how it's going to be? And it always flourishes, and it's always great to see what these guys have to say about it every single time. But we're going to talk about that more. We come back from break here on Green Legion Radio. Hope you're enjoying your tour to or from the shore. It is 2:25 p.m., and we will be back here on Fox Sports The Gambler right after this.
Looking around the house, hidden behind the window and the door, searching for signs of life, but there's nobody home. Well, maybe I'm just too sure, or maybe I'm just too frightened by the sound of it. Pieces of note fall down, but the letter said, it was good living with you. It was good. It was good living with you. It was good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Sitting around the house, watching the sun's gray shadows on the floor, searching for signs of life, but there's nobody home. Well, maybe I'll call or I'll write you a letter. Now maybe we'll see on the 4th of July, but I'm not too sure, and I'm not too proud. Well, I'm not too sure, and I'm not too proud to say, it was good living with you. It was good. It was good living with you. It was good. So good. It was good living with you. It was good. It was good living with you. It was good. Yeah, you were so good. Yeah, you were so good.
All right, everybody. Green Legion Radio here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia. Should be a fun moment here in just a second or two. As
It's funny because he's outside of the studio, and I still have to mute his mic.
You still hear him.
So we're coming in from break, and
I'll 2.5 Diaz Nation.
Go ahead.
fans.
You can let it.
I was just making sure there wasn't a drop ceiling for him to come in Mission Impossible.
We're coming.
Bring him in before my neighbors start complaining.
Should I mute him now, or
Yeah,
should I just let
Christ.
him go off for a little bit?
So Diaz was a little upset that nobody brought him a beer. And as soon as he went, I'm like, dude, go grab a beer right now, real quick. He's like, oh, yeah, all right. And as soon as he left, Zach shut the door and locked it on.
They're sick of being wrong, everybody. But you know the truth. I know the truth. And that's how we're going to go through this together.
All right, Sam, what do we got fun in the room right now? Because we have a great crew tonight.
Oh, man, it's awesome.
Unhappy Gilmore, Keenan, Lou Mancini. That guy Mike Diaz is trying to pad his own stats. Captain Demps, Rob V, Susan, Mama Nunamaker in the house.
I love Mama Nunamaker.
Love Mama.
What did she say about millennials too? She said something about millennials.
She said the money and millennials are ruining sports.
Money, she did. That's right. She did.
Dare you? She has millennial kids. These damn kids of mine.
She's probably like, my son's not an athlete anymore, so I can just chirp in on this.
I would counter. Have you seen the mid-top white high shoes with the black?
David Califoot
Tops?
in the room with us as
what?
well. Jay Vagnetti. Diaz, mute his ass, will you please?
Talking about
Cut
mid
that.
top.
Cut that, please.
I'm gonna cut that for a pro.
I'm going to cut you, period. Ed Wakely. There it is. Yep. There's the Jameson burp I was looking for.
Low-cal Q.
It's all right, you guys.
So we're going downhill, fellas. We're going
It's been
downhill.
it's been circling down the rabbit hole since we got here.
Low-cal Q.
Yep, apples. Unhappy Gilmore. Oh my God, that was so 2 funny lines that came out of the Right on Q show on Tuesdays on Green Legion Radio here on the YouTube channel at 5:30. Adam goes, yeah. So we're finished the ESPYs, and Adam goes, yeah, I marked myself safe from watching the ESPYs.
No, true story. He's
when,
not lying.
When
And-
Facebook did
Yeah,
that.
and I said to him, "Oh my God, dude, this is one of the greatest ideas of all time." Sam lost it for a good 3 minutes,
I fell off my chair.
and we go, we have to do this every time there is some bull crap, politically agended, if that's a word, show or something.
Poetic license.
Just mark ourselves safe from watching it or attending it, as if there's been some sort of disaster.
Who thinks it's a good idea to have an active athlete hosting the ESPYs? Like, it's just,
It was not
come on,
good.
Steph Curry. You can't get a comedian or something to come in there and host it. The best part about it was
Steph Curry is somebody that everybody likes. Though.
I like Steph
He
Curry.
is. He's
but
a
as
very
host-
likable guy, but he's not.
But he's not
funny
a host.
and like
He's not-
engaging with the
yeah,
crowd.
He's not a host.
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
not a
show
host.
And he also kind of mumbles. Yeah, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Kind of like you.
Yeah, kind of like you.
Yeah, but he's sober.
Slasher in the white and the black.
Are we
and
sure
the,
about
All right, pulling it back. So, where were we before this all went downhill?
You were talking about the likes, but how we, whichever one of us picked the same teams
Yes.
with the Eagles and
Yeah,
their
we
wins
ended-
or their losses.
Diaz thinks we're going to lose to the Giants in Week 18. We all agree that we're going to win the bye week because we have only 5 spots left to Punta Cana, everybody. But, yeah, Sack is the only one that believes we're going to lose to the Cowboys at home.
That is the first matchup, correct?
Yes.
I never said that I wanted it to be the case. It's
Hold
just,
on a
if you're gonna
second.
Split.
It's because they moved the game because the Phillies are going to be in the World Series, and we're all going to be rooting for the Phillies in October. We're not going to care about the Eagles in Dallas.
Shut up, Diaz.
Thank you. There it is.
That's just
There we
you went
go.
over- that just-
That's all you need to
that's
know.
over the
When
top.
Irv finally says, shut up, Diaz, we know it's all gone to
I'm
hell.
calling it right now. The main event of WrestleMania 40 is going to be Jim Salisbury versus Nick Castellanos.
No, Kelvin Apathy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's going to be Saturday night's main
Okay,
event.
okay.
The main event is going to be Salisbury. Who said it was a dumb question? It was a stupid question. You should be equipped enough to answer the stupid question.
Yeah, I heard that.
It
Idiot
was,
meltdown.
and no, I love the fact that you pointed out. Does it have to be an old beat writer that wakes his ass up? Yeah, sure.
Big time hit tonight. Big time hit tonight.
Well,
right there.
he's had a couple hits since that interview, and you know what? Maybe somebody did need to light a fire in it because you know who you look like. You look like Pat Burrell up there,
All right,
completely emotionless. Cannot hit the curve. A combination of Pat Burrell / Pedro Serrano, who cannot hit the curveball.
Here's the thing. Pat Burrell played in 2 World Series. He had 1 hit, and guess what? It was the biggest hit that you've seen since 1980.
I'm not talking about the World Series. I'm talking about regular season play when Pat Burrell was a career, 230 hitter? Maybe 235?
250.
Oh, okay. What's Nick Castellanos batting right now? 254.
But I mean, Pat Burrell is, I think, 3rd or 4th in franchise
Pat
history.
Burrell was never signed
Longevity.
or re-signed to an extension because he was a 4 average hitter. Castellanos was signed to a $100 million deal because he was a 4 average hitter and could hit the long ball, and he has done neither of those since he's been here.
It's funny that you mentioned. It's funny that you mentioned the Pat Burrell comparison because I've heard off the field comparisons or off the field
to you.
No, Nick Castellanos.
Pat Burrell?
Stories of Nick Castellanos off the field and stories of Pat Burrell off the field, and they seem very similar.
Nick Castellanos is probably swinging a bigger bat, though.
Is he he's hanging with Kyle Wilson?
I beg to differ, and I think if anybody knows his Mama
That
Nutmaker,
wasn't good.
Oh, well, you
Diaz, just don't run with it right now. Just shut up. Just shut up. We got it. Let him simmer in it.
Is she your father?
Oh my God,
Susan.
Was he?
Susan. All right.
That's
Anyway,
just bad timing.
does anybody want to change their predictions for the season? 11-6 / 12-5, 12-5, Sack and Diaz. The Rev 13-4 and me 14-3. I don't want to change anything.
I'm staying at 13-4. I'm staying right there.
I mean,
Or do you guys want to swap any? Like, all right, I think they're going to win win this one and then lose this one and keep the same record.
I'm right.
I might go back. Didn't you pick us to lose at home against the Vikings?
I did.
That might
myself
be an
and
extra,
Slash.
12-5. That's
you just don't see it.
I go game by game, and this matchup versus this matchup I like. But when you look at it, a whole crap happens. It happens in every team every year. They're going to win one that we're like, oh my God, they're going to beat the Packers. And we're going to be like,
everybody, this is Stateside Bourbon Diaz, everyone.
I mean, you started 7-0.
Yeah, I know.
It's
just, but it's like when you go game by game, 7-0. There's got to be a loss in there somewhere. There's got to be a loss.
Well, you don't see it happen until it happens.
I've been saying all along, they're somewhere like they're fringe. Like I don't want to say they're a 10-win team because I think with the schedule, the way that it's lined up and the way it starts out, because what it does is, and we were talking about this earlier when you were saying like, just build a team. What really builds a team and breeds confidence in a team is when they win and they experience winning together. And they're coming off of the second half of last season where they won together but they had a big disappointment in the playoffs, right? And that Bucks game, I look at it as this is going to really like if Jalen Hurts.
They also found out they were completely outmatched.
I get
from
that.
a talent standpoint.
But if you think that Jalen Hurts is the guy and you want to see him be motivated at the beginning of the season, they have to get off to a hot start. And we saw that in 2017. No one expected that team to do what they did. But when they got off to that start and then things started rolling for them, that to me, that's paramount for this team this year. They have to get off to a hot start. 4-0, 5-1, somewhere in there, they have to get off to a hot start.
Let's be honest, okay? Because Irv had posed a question to us during a break, and it was on paper in the NFC East. Who has the best starting 22? And I believe we all agreed we can spend some time on this if you want, but on paper, the Eagles are without question the best team in this division. So after that, what record will it take for or what's the record that the winner of the NFC East will have at the end of the season?
Well, the thing with that question, when he said who has the best 22, the best 11 each way, what we're doing is equating each position into like some sort of 5% of the grade. the question, and we all hate it already, but it really does come. We're going to do this for the next 6 weeks during training camp. It comes down to Jalen Hurts, where, yeah, the Eagles, if each position is worth an equal amount, the Eagles have the best starting 22 in the league, in the division, but the quarterback is worth like 40% of that. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like if you're weighting it.
Agreed.
And so it's like, yeah,
I don't know about 40%, but it's definitely heavily weighted.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
What I'm saying is, like,
We'll create the algorithm in the offseason.
Okay, so the Eagles have the best defensive line, and their cornerbacks and the safeties are kind of weak, and the linebackers are improved, and the offensive line is great. The skill positions are great, and that matches up better than any other team in the division. And I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is bad, because a lot of people think with the questions around Jalen Hurts, are you a Jalen Hurts hater? It's just like, I don't know, man. In college, it was he didn't do this and he didn't do this, and then he transferred, and he doesn't do this and doesn't do this, and coming out of the draft, he doesn't do this and doesn't do this.
But Dak is a better quarterback. That's your point.
That's right. So Dak is worth more than just the one quarterback slot when you were talking about the all 22 or the 22 starters. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Dak, yes.
Well, thank you. And it took you about
that's why
2.5 minutes to get to that.
Yeah.
Quarterback's worth more position.
Thanks, John Dorenzi, Bud Light.
Dak is a better quarterback statistically, but Dak and Jalen are different quarterbacks. Would you agree? Yes. No.
Well, Dak's a better passer.
Yes,
no
but they're different quarterbacks.
But
again,
but outside of that, I disagree. I think they can both make plays with their feet. They both have escapability. They both can run for yards
and
without question. Dak is a bigger quarterback.
He's bigger, but he doesn't make plays like Jalen does with his legs.
Hold on a second.
With his legs.
You're basing this off of how many games?
Off the games we've seen Jalen play and the games we've seen Dak play. Dak doesn't make plays.
Dak
with his
also
legs
had his
like
legs
Jalen
snapped
does.
in half, and he's 4
size.
years older.
Largest.
So are you saying Dak's more of a pocket presence than
more of a pocket presence? He's taller, he's bigger, he's got a stronger arm, so to speak. So yeah, he's more of a pocket. He runs when he has to. He can run. Jalen
resorts to it.
Jalen is a runner. He's a runner. He's a different type of quarterback. But again, just like it was said earlier, Zach, they have to get off to a good start. Meaning the team has to get off, including Jalen Hurts. They all have to play well and get off to a good start. This is, y'all, we got to understand this is a team thing. Yes, the quarterback is important. Yes, the quarterback runs the show. The ball goes through his hands before it gets to anybody else's hands. So yes, Jalen has to be on point. But this team, because they built the team into a good team now, defensively and offensively, this is a good team. Particularly when you start matching them up against the NFC East, those other teams. This is a good team, probably the best in the NFC, talent-wise. So they have to play well. What happens if Jalen Hurts plays well, but the receivers don't play well, or the DBs don't play well? Are we going to blame Jalen for those faults, for the team losing or not doing well when somebody else is not playing well?
I don't know what you're worried about.
I'm not worried at all.
Well, you're saying this team has to get off to a good start.
I'm saying,
okay,
again, like I
said
last week.
Hold on, you paused, so enough out of you for a second. All right. The first 4 games, this season is lined up for this team.
Yes, it is.
It cannot be handed to you on a platter any more effectively or efficiently. The Lions, the Vikings on prime time, the Commodes, and the Jags. Look, I still think that week 1 or week 2, our home opener, is a loss. I have that feeling. But they should go 4-0. Their first loss, honestly, which I picked as a win, should be the Cards. That should be their first. They should go 4-1, and they should be pissed off coming back to play the Cowboys. And then we're all on a beach together in Punta Cana, and then we come back and we are playing the Steelers, and I get it. Historically speaking, they have
never won here.
But all right, they're a good team, and they're even better coached. All right,
not a good,
but they're cool.
I'm not done yet.
Okay,
all right.
I like old Quimby.
Fact is, this team should be 6-1 going into the Houston game. And that should be enough games played together to make that second half run as a gelled and completely oiled operation.
I was thinking well-oiled machine.
I agree.
Giggity,
Team.
giggity.
Team.
You know why they're going to
We've got. Should we take a
1
break?
minute.
You know why they're going to beat the
Zach had
Cardinals?
something.
Did you see it this week?
I
know
don't
if you
care.
saw it. I
Zach had
posted.
something before break.
No, I thought you did, Slash. I'm good.
Oh, I'll take
okay.
it. It's the
No,
Cardinals.
I did.
Let's just go to break.
Black,
Yeah, let's go to break.
black helmets, black jerseys, black pants versus the Eagles.
Oh,
That's an easy Eagles win. Now,
What's that?
Oh, the
The
birds are
Cardinals
playing
are
the
wearing
birds.
black
Okay.
when we play them.
Great. Good.
Birds win.
What does that have to
Yeah,
do with the
who
game?
cares?
Hold
it
on a second.
does.
Hold
Black
on a second.
jerseys stink.
It just has everything to do with Diaz speaking. Everybody, Green Legion Radio, Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. We'll be back, hopefully without Diaz, right after this.
Súmale mambo pa' que mi gata prenda los motores. Súmale mambo pa' que mi gata prenda los motores. Súmale mambo pa' que mi gata prenda los motores. Que se preparen que lo que viene es pa' que le den duro. Mamita, yo sé que tú no te me vas a quitar duro. Lo que me gusta es que tú te dejas llevar duro. Todos los weekends ella sale a vacilar duro. Mi gata no puede janguear porque ella le gusta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Como le encanta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Ella le gusta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Como le encanta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Ella prende la turbina, no discrimina, no se pierde en mi país de marquesina. Se acicala hasta pa' la esquina, luce también que hasta la sombra le combina. Asesina, me domina, anda en carro, motora y limusina. Llena su tanque de adrenalina. Cuando escucha el reggaetón en la cocina, ella le gusta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Le encanta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Ella le gusta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Le encanta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Aquí no somos los mejores, no peleadores. En la pista nos llaman los matadores. Tú haces que cualquiera se enamore cuando bailas al ritmo de los tambores. Esto va para las gatas de estos colores, para las mayores, para las menores, para las que son más zorras que los cazadores, para las mujeres que no apagan sus motores. Tenemos que algo pendiente, tú me debes algo y lo sabes. Conmigo ella se pierde, no le rinde cuentas a nadie. Tenemos que algo pendiente, tú me debes algo y lo sabes. Conmigo ella se pierde, no le rinde cuentas a nadie. Súmale mambo pa' que mi gata prenda los motores. Súmale mambo pa' que mi gata prenda los motores. Súmale mambo pa' que mi gata prenda los motores. Que se prepare que lo que viene es pa' que le den duro. Mamita, yo sé que tú no te me vas a quitar duro. Lo que me gusta es que tú te dejas llevar duro. Todos los weekends ella sale a vacilar duro. Mi gata no puede janguear porque ella le gusta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Le encanta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Ella le gusta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. Le encanta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina.
Green Legion Radio, Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. Madam Secretary. There we go. It gets
We haven't hung out with Lonnie in quite some time. Madam Secretary's holding down the fort at Diaz Nation.
Yeah, I heard that.
There's a problem with my laptop right now.
Sam, is that? Never
It's
mind.
blinking.
Wow.
You know what it is?
Is it
It's probably
hot?
because you called yourself WNBA versus Russia, and they've got Russian spies on your laptop right now.
Okay.
Somebody mute him.
Whatever it was, I hope it doesn't.
Slash, it was a triple, by the way.
Damn.
I don't have a CD. What was that?
Yeah, it
That was
sounds
your-
like a
that was-
CD-ROM.
I know. I
trying
think
to
Right?
it was your
yeah.
hard drive spinning.
We're going to be turning this computer off in 10 minutes, everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So, do we want to come back? We got to start. We got to come back again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Let's
do it
come
over.
back
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
That was not fun.
It was fantastic radio.
Did you guys hear that?
It was like,
Yes.
"Rrr." It sounded like it was a
Sounds
chainsaw or
like a
something.
motorcycle.
Yeah, right.
Is that one of Sam's toys?
I spent
Wow.
$3,500.
Sam's toys are great.
I'm sorry,
I gotta
Sam,
come back.
that you have to put up with this.
Same size as Rex.
You don't have to apologize to me. I can handle them.
Sam's toys, great name
All right,
for
we're
the,
trying to come back in, Diaz.
for the OD wait staff.
Could you please put him outside
I don't even
and
know
lock
what
the
he's
door
saying
again?
anymore. It's just like gibberish. He was worse than this in CFL.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Post game. You should
Diaz, hold on. Green Legion Radio here on Fox Sports the Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia.
Lonnie.
There's a lot going on right now. Hold on. Just Jesus, you can't shut up. Bourbon Diaz is now completely suspended every week until the second hour because we cannot. Sack has lost it. Irv already lost it. It's trying to come back. Doesn't matter, Diaz. Say whatever you want. All right. I'm going to have Irv drag your ass outside of the studio and leave you to bleed. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christmas. So,
No more.
you guys, we're
bourbon.
still talking about the Birds, the season. It's training camp and it's great, but there's still nothing to talk about. 58 total minutes of playtime. And I'm sorry, you're still muted, so you can sit there and laugh and look cute on camera, but nobody can hear you right now. Yeah, there you go.
Can I pose a question?
Please.
Because this has been a topic of conversation for the Eagles all off season. Why do most sports books have the over under at 9.5? If there was anybody that could plead the other side, because we all agree that it's going to be over, correct?
Yeah.
How could they possibly go under?
I have a rhetorical
Besides
question.
injuries.
Why do they think that the Giants are going to go over 7 wins?
Yeah.
I mean,
you were high on that too.
Seriously, there is no chance of God's green earth.
I think what's worse than the 9.5 is it started at 8.5, and then they got AJ Brown, and now it's 9.5, and it didn't move when they got Bradbury. Didn't move with we love Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean. We're all fired up about that. We'd like to see how that goes. It probably won't have a huge impact this year, but Bradbury shoring up that second cornerback spot. And also a different type of cornerback than Darius Slay. He's more of the physical guy. Darius Slay is like more, quick twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was improperly priced to start with. To see them jump two games, which might
They only jumped one.
No, I know, but to see them jump 2, you would have to see like Russell
I see
Wilson
where
to
he's
the
going
team.
with this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if they had, you get AJ Brown, is that worth 2 games? They're saying just 1.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, again, like non-injury related. I mean, they're not going to put odds up preseason predicting injuries. But
Write that down.
Bourbon
Jeez.
slash.
Right,
Bourbon
right.
slash.
I love
I didn't have any.
I love predicting as well.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. The only thing I can think of is like the unsureness, if that's a word, of the Birds coming into the season, because they slipped into the playoffs at 9-8 last year.
Only
Going against Jake Fromm.
only Deshaun Watson
And
does
it goes
that.
and it goes right back to predicting.
Yeah, which only Deshaun Watson does when he gets massages.
I don't know what you guys think of
Oh,
the
my.
playoffs, but at 9-8, slipping into the playoffs, going against Jake Fromm and Garrett Gilbert, and still only finishing with that record and
Jake
getting
from
lucky.
State Farm.
Yeah,
But the thing is, this year their record's even easier than last year.
but it's still that.
And nobody knows because you refuse to talk in your microphone.
It's still that.
You guys want to hear
uncertainty.
me even louder? Is that what we're doing here?
It's still that uncertainty, maybe, that they're a little.
I think it was improperly priced from the beginning, and they can't
I'm
have a
just
two.
saying.
We're gonna put night braces on you with the microphone soon enough. All right. Once you get into the second hour of Bourbon Diaz,
I want it up here.
No more bourbon for
all right.
you.
Well,
No
then you know
more
what?
bourbon.
We're gonna turn.
Put this here.
Yeah, we're gonna put that there.
Yeah, that's better.
Why
All
don't
right.
you back off?
You're the
computer
only.
screen, though?
You're the
'Cause
only.
I
You're
like
the
to
only
sit back
one
here.
who complains about their gut getting in the way of the microphone use, and I'm the one with the biggest one here.
See, that's the thing. I am chiseled from the Greek gods.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Hey, Quimby, I beg to differ on that comment.
Yeah, with Diaz.
No. That he's the biggest one.
Biggest gut.
Are you talking about me?
Biggest gut.
Okay. You said biggest one.
I said after I said gut.
It's me or Quimby. What are you talking? Are you
But hold on,
insinuating?
I'll go with that one too. So, if you guys thought we were going to talk about sports in this last segment, you were obviously inaccurate.
Well, the over/under.
I'm sorry, you've been muted for the rest of the show.
No.
Nobody cares.
Well, I care about Top Gun.
It came
I
out
do.
like a month
Guess
ago.
what? Go watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, I'll go watch
It's about to come out
I'll
on
go watch it.
Netflix
by myself.
anyway. It's old news.
When?
Why?
Keenan says that Diaz is chiseled from Greek cheese.
That's a good one, Keenan. That's a good one, Keenan.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, we lost
Greek
Sam.
cheese.
How much time do we have left?
Is that what I smell?
I don't know, dude. 4 minutes.
4
4
minutes.
minutes.
Can
I tried to strike up a conversation.
Can we
It didn't work.
have anything productive in the last 4 minutes, or are we screwed?
I tried.
Is that
No.
what I smell? Cheese?
Yeah. So far, Irv, you're not helping. You're encouraging right now. We don't need that.
Hey,
no. What?
I have a legitimate sports question.
Go.
Oh.
This is our last show before the Phillies trade, before the MLB trade line. We've got big
Before the MLB trade line. You know what the best part was? We were talking
trade
about.
line.
You said
Deadline.
trade line. We were talking about South Park the movie, the first one, in the green room here, right during the break. He goes, when it came out, 1999 or 2005. I don't know.
I forget when it's. I don't know. Who cares? That was a long time ago.
You do him perfectly. That's how you
The trade line.
Trade deadline.
Yeah.
I believe
What's the
that
question?
I believe Dave Dombrowski is going after something, especially with Zach Eflon going on the 15-day DL.
Zach
Or
Eflin.
IR.
Eflon.
You combine
Eflon.
Zach Eflin and Zach Efron.
What'd I say?
Zach Eflon.
Eflon.
Eflon? Eflin.
Hey, we want you guys to
What
come
is
hang out with us.
What is
We
this,
have a
High
good
School
time.
Musical? No, listen, if the Phillies are going to make moves, there's two obvious moves that they have to make before the trade deadline because Gene Segura is going to be back either Sunday. I think he can be activated on Sunday, which
Trade
is
Stott.
July 31st. So no, you're not trading. You're not trading Stott. You're not trading Bohm. At this
Win
point.
now. Win now.
No,
Come
you're
on.
not trading those kids.
Come
You
on,
need
that's
them
the
for
Ruben
future.
Amaro Jr. formula.
And I will guarantee you this. I will put this on the table right now. Bryce Harper is going to have the pins pulled out of his thumb on Monday. He will be back no later than August 15th, August 16th.
All right, Zach
Somewhere in that.
Eflon.
Bet
there
the
you
over,
go.
everybody. Bet
But
the
no,
over.
He will be back in 2 weeks after he gets the pins removed on Monday the 1st. So you'll have him back in the lineup for then. They are going after a starting pitcher, but they're not going after one of the top end starting pitchers.
No, they're
And-
going after a 3 or 4.
And
Yeah, I don't think they need a top end.
No, you do not, because you have Wheeler and Nola going the way that they are. And I'm sorry for everybody that wants to sit here and say, oh, believe in this guy, believe in that guy. No, I don't believe in any of them. You need a center fielder. I need a guy that's going to be able to cover ground because when you
Jason Stark was talking about this yesterday.
when you have Castellanos and you have Schwarber in your corner outfields, you need a guy that's going to be able to cover 67% of the world. And that's going to be somebody that they're going to target. I don't care if he bats ninth in the lineup. Ideally, you get a guy that can bat leadoff, and then you can move Schwarber down the lineup for more RBI opportunities. But listen, center field, starting pitcher, leave the bullpen alone. If anybody has seen Sir Anthony Dominguez since he got some break,
Stud.
since he had a break with the All-Star break, listen, the kid is for real. He's legit. You mix and match him with Brad Hand in the back end of the bullpen. The bullpen is just fine since Rob Thompson took over. Those are the moves you need to make.
Hand in the back end.
You guys appreciate the show. Appreciate you guys being here. Everybody appreciate you listening. We did, in fact, today hit a lot of sensitive topics. We did make fun of a lot of specific groups, individuals, sexual preferences, minorities, millennials. If you would like to complain, please write your letter to 94 WIP.
I knew that was a setup. I knew you weren't going to apologize. You weren't setting that up to apologize.
He's Conor McGregor over here. I would like to take this time to apologize to absolutely
No
nobody.
one. Yes.
Make the attention Spike Eskin and
He doesn't work there anymore.
feel Perfect.
He's in New York.
Somebody's got to read his mail.
WFFA the fan up
Yeah.
in New York.
We
There
know.
you go.
We know. Trust me. I've been following him. I mean his career. Anyway, Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. Hope you enjoyed your ride to or from the shore with us here on a beautiful sunny Sunday, Saturday afternoon.
Sunday's baseball brunch.
Big time in it. Got to
There it
get
is.
it in before the end of the show.
And you got to get your last in before the end of the show, right?
You turn his mic on.
TTP.
You're right.
Get the
I didn't
hell
have to
outta
do
here.
that. On behalf of myself, Quimby, Irving Fryer, Michael, shut the hell up, please. If you will, at some point in time, we will keep you locked out of this studio. Diaz, Chris Sackmaster, and Super Sam down in Seattle City. The Room on Happy Gilmore, Keenan, Ed Wakely, Lonnie. I'm going through Jay.
Mama Nunamaker.
Diaz has to be in the room. Rob V, Lou Mancini, Bryant, Russ Taylor, Unhappy Gilmore. Everybody, we appreciate you guys. We will see you next week.
Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. I never want to let you down or have you go. It's better off this way for all the dirty looks. The photographs your boyfriend took. Remember when you broke your foot from jumping out the second floor? I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. You wear me out. What will it take to show you that it's not the life it seems? I've told you time and time again, you sing the words, but you know what it means to be a joke. And look, another line without a hook. I held you close as we both shook for the last time. Take a good hard look. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. You wear me Forget about the dirty looks, the photographs your boyfriend took. You said you read me like a book, but the pages are all torn and frayed. But you really need to listen to me, because I'm telling you the truth. I mean this, I'm okay. Trust me. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Well, I'm not okay. I'm not fucking okay. I'm not okay.
You guys, we appreciate you. Sam, thanks. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week.